they'll be just telling us about themselves and what they do as basically entrepreneurs. Sorry guys for all the
Okay, Jordan's a little bit nervous. They'll be fine. But anyway, thank you guys for coming through on 89.5 FM. And also remember, today it's Friday, it's weekend. And also, if we're speaking too much about money, don't blame us. Blame Bruce and Liam. They'll be the one who'll be speaking about it. Bruce and Liam, quickly, let's get to know you so that our listeners have an idea. Especially when it comes to your journeys, founders of Lucky Bird. Obviously, Lucky Bird. Okay, we'll hear from you guys quickly.
So I'm Liam Hooten. Also a bit nervous, my first radio interview, so we're gonna do it. But basically, we are quite young entrepreneurs. We've had 3 businesses before this business. We basically, to cut it short, we've been doing web design for quite a while and building information systems for businesses while working in various industries, building our experience up, things like that. But yeah, we've decided to niche down to the new industry in Cape Town. I'm sure everyone's aware of the cannabis industry, working with legal businesses within the industry and building their online information systems. So in short, that is where we've come to now through our journey.
Okay, so let's take it back. Where are you guys from? And also how did you guys meet?
All right, lovely. So I'm Bruce. Pretty much Liam and I went to school together, but we didn't know each other that well. We actually started to become business partners after school. And also a bit about myself. I'm originally from Zimbabwe, but came to South Africa. I'm more South African than Zimbabwean, honestly, because I came here at the age of 3, and I've been going to school here. I attended primary school within Kernendal, and then matriculated within Camsby with Liam. And on a bit more about ourselves in regards to like what we do within the business. With myself, I do more of the relationship stuff. With Liam, he also does do a bit of relationship stuff and also a bit of management. With us also, while Liam studying, and with myself also working while running our business. But yeah, I'm also a bit nervous as well, there, as you can tell.
Okay, let's start with some background. Tell us about yourselves and what inspired you to become, obviously, entrepreneurs.
Well, I would say it's more about the people that we met along the way, because we both don't come from wealthy backgrounds. We both come from, I'd say, middle, lower class backgrounds. So we've seen quite a lot of very wealthy people around South Africa who also didn't come from a high income when they started. So it's almost inspired us to just believe that it's possible and pursue this, because seeing all these people driving these nice cars, living in these mansions, it's made me just realize that it's possible and that we can achieve it if we really, really work on it. And since then, meeting these people, seeing how they live their lives, we haven't been able to look back. So we've been just working towards that.
Has there been any sort of motivation besides just, looking at these people and what they've achieved? Because I'm sure there had to be some sort of core motivation that got you to this point to want to achieve this.
Well, on my side, I would say my granny. My granny's raised me ever since I was young, and she's been extremely hardworking. She's an entrepreneur herself, owning a business within Hout Bay, doing marketing. For me, she's been definitely a big point, and also the people within my life. I've been fortunate enough to take on leadership roles, and I've learned that it's always best to do things for the people around you. And I believe that I owe it to the people around me who do believe in me to be the person that I believe I can be. So I would say for me, it's pretty much just the idea of people who believe in me, and also my granny mainly, to get her to the position that I'd love to get her to.
Yeah, I'd say my mom and aunt have also, they moved out and started working at 16. So yeah, they've been working hard since they were very young. My auntie also owns a business as well. So yeah, my mom's also owned a business when she was younger. So that has definitely pushed me in the right direction.
Okay, so entrepreneurship is full of challenges, especially in the early days. What has been the biggest lesson you've learned so far?
Repetition is key. Repetition and patience is key, I would say. Like Liam mentioned, we've had 3 businesses prior to this one, and we've been doing about over 3 years. And because of that, I feel like just understanding that you have to be patient and you have to constantly do it, even though it gets hard. I believe that it's not really the destination, it's about the journey, putting yourself out there and trying to develop yourself. But it's definitely just repetition and key on my side, I would say.
Yeah, I would say for me a big one as well is just getting comfortable with failure. Most of our lessons have come from failure, and when we say we've had three businesses that do the same thing. Like all three of them have been web design, but they've been different in their own way. So each time we failed, we use that as an opportunity to start again, but with that knowledge behind us. So as we fail, we almost get better each time. So I mean, it's just about like how many times can you fail and keep getting up over and over again until it works, you know, without knowing if it's even gonna work. So that's been the biggest lesson from my side.
And many people have business idea but like struggle to take action. What steps did you take to turn your ideas into reality?
We pretty much just put ourselves out there. I mean, we had concocted up a plan, and our first sense of action was to pretty much just get out there through building up our network and pretty much doing research in regards to what industry that we wanted to work in, which was the web development industry.
Yeah, definitely.
And you're navigating the startup world like together as co-founders. How do you balance your roles, and what is it working in a team?
I mean, I would say communication is key. Communication is key, and we've learned even from one of the people that we look up to, that you need to remove your emotions. I mean, sometimes we do bash heads, but at the same time, we understand that it's not about how you feel, it's about what you want to do. And I mean, we have the same objective of pretty much getting to the point where we can be free as much as so we can do whatever we want and help the people that we care about. So I would say that's about, on my side.
I mean, we also all have different skills. Like Bruce is better at talking to people and building those connections, where I'm better at the IT and technical stuff, more of the drawing up the contracts, the business things. So we almost work on each other's strengths and weaknesses. So he does what I can't and I do what he can't, and we work together in that way. And we found that it's always good to meet people as well who can do things that we can't do and try to create a collaboration in that sense. And working together with other people has shown us much more results than just working individually, because you can't do everything alone.
Yeah, I just want to mention that something that I share with Liam. I believe that good leaders understand that utilizing one another's strengths and weaknesses and pretty much compensating for one another is so key if you're looking to develop. I mean, if you look at a lot of wealthy people, they don't do it alone. There's companies work together, they have people together, and they use their strengths and weaknesses to their benefit to get to where they need to get to. And that's why I feel like we're a good combination. Like Liam mentioned, he's more of the manager side, more technical side, with myself, building the relationship and ensuring that, people feel good with working with us.
That's great. And have there been like any unexpected moments that changed the way of how you approach the business?
Well, I would say we, with the past, we've had different businesses where we've also had other people join us. We believed at first that they were as hungry as ourselves, but I mean, at the moment, when we started, we had about 4 people with us. Now there's just the 2 of us. And then eventually at another point when we had started our second business, we had about 5 people with us, but now it's just the 2 of us.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I mean, what people don't realize is with the entrepreneurship, especially starting out, like there's no guarantee to anything, and all you basically need to be willing to spend all your money and hard efforts and time without any results, because I mean, it takes a long time before you see results, and everyone wants to start, but no one wants to maintain that repetition, as Bruce mentioned in the past, and it's not easy, but you got to keep working on maintaining it.
Okay, so as young South Africans, or actually as young Africans, yeah, because it seems like I'm blocking already this year. As young Africans, obviously now we're in a world where some are saying the age of trade is slowly changing or dying or changing into technology. So as young people, so how do you use technology in your advantage? We know that a lot of elderly who've been in business, all of a sudden now they're losing a lot because of this new technology.
So I'll answer this one for IT. So basically what I've been researching this for a while, and especially with the new AI trends and things like that. I mean, what we do essentially is web design, and that is most definitely going to be replaced by AI very shortly, probably in the next year or 2. But what we realized is AI is not going to replace us. People that use it will. So essentially, we aren't going to be replaced by machines. We'll be replaced by the people that use them. So it's essential that we learn how to use this technology first. So instead of trying to fight it, we as soon as possible need to learn how to use it for our advantage. And I think this goes across the whole of Africa. Like we cannot beat the technology of the rest of the world, but we can use it to advance ourselves much faster. So I just feel that if we keep up to date with the latest trends, the latest tools, and we actually genuinely apply it as much as possible, then we won't be replaced by it. We'll be the ones replacing people.
You want to add anything, Bruce?
Now, I would say Liam pretty much had it spot on.
Okay, so yeah, obviously 2025, it's a year of action. A lot of people are doing a lot of things. Have both of you achieved what you wanted this year or not yet?
Well, I would say on my side, yes, to some degree. It's a working process because at the current moment with us doing the entrepreneurial side, we are also working. With myself, I've been fortunate enough to get a mentorship within real estate, helping me upscale within sales. And then even on top of it, actually working at a dispensary called Cannabis. Shout out to Cannabis, as they do amazing things. And it's helped me to get a better understanding of the industry itself, which pretty much helps with the business. We've taken the time to upscale within this year, so I would say that it's perfect for the plan that we have ahead. So I've definitely reached some of the goals that I've set for myself, and looking forward to reaching the other goals that I set for myself as well.
Okay, so since you've touched on, the plans and the future, so looking ahead, where do you see yourselves and Lucky Bud in the next few years? I'm sure there's like a bigger plan or goal.
Well, I would say on my side, I see us eventually working with international clients where we'll be assisting them with their development and branding. And also on top of it, that we will have, we don't need to have different branches, but definitely working international is our end goal.
So now, as entrepreneurs in a young South Africa, we know that with the US tariff wars that are happening all over, is it affecting you? Or do you feel like, we're not in that level yet? Or it's like, no, everybody's being affected.
No, well, I don't think we would be affected yet, just because of the scale that we operate on. And as we're only really operating in South Africa, we won't really be affected by those tariff wars. I think those are more for international businesses exporting to America, where, we will hopefully do that at some point, and it may affect us in the future. But as it is right now, we'll be fine for a bit until we grow to that level. But we don't export too much, so.
2025, what's next? What's on the pipeline, the project? What are you guys busy with as we speak?
As we speak, like I mentioned, we upscaling within ourselves and building out our brand via Instagram. You can actually check us out on Instagram, Lucky Bud SA, just to let you know. And I would say 2026 is going to be a very big year. 2025 is also a big year as we're developing ourselves, but 2026 will definitely be the big year that you should look out for us.
Yeah, our goal next year would be to secure, I would say, like the Sea Point, Cape Town, and maybe a 50-kilometer radius around that area, working with those businesses. So it is quite a big goal, but this year would be more in preparation for that. So this year is, you could say, a training arc where we're trying to get everything together, get our money in order, so that when we do launch properly, we have the infrastructure, we have the ability, we have everything set up, and we have the connections to start properly.
Nice.
Okay, so for those listening who dream of starting their own venture but don't know where to begin, what piece of advice would you give them?
That's a good one. I would say just start. Start looking up what you want to do. Start what's the best thing in regards to the industry you want to get into. And I would say more importantly, actually find that why. That why is the biggest thing. When you have a good why, you can do anything. It's like the why is so powerful. For example, I heard a quote, or story I should say, where if I were to tell you to cross a building where there's like $1 billion across the building, but you have to walk over a wire, would you do it? Most people wouldn't. But if I told you that building that you're on is on fire and you have to get to the other side, that why will push you. So when you find your why, you'll be able to get to where you need to be. And look close. Sometimes it's closer than you know. It can be a family member, it can be a destination, it can be idea. Just find that why, and I'm sure that you'll definitely be able to do it.
You're making me think of this now. What are some of the challenges you guys face, man? Because obviously the way you talk, you're positive. It's like, let's do this, not knowing that, hey, sometimes behind the doors, like, why am I even doing this?
Yeah. Look, we've had a lot of challenges. We messed up a lot as well, and that's where most of our learning has come from. And that's why, as Bruce says, just start. Because most of the lessons that we've learned have been through failures, through a mess up of a conversation, through not knowing our product well enough to talk about it to a customer, to answering a question incorrectly where they lose trust in us, certain things like that. Like we've had a lot of conversations, we've been to a lot of events, we've had a lot of meetings, and we failed a lot in between that. I mean, even our first meeting was our first conference was at an Ozo event, which was quite a big one, and me and Bruce went there our first time, and we were so hard on the sales, talking to every person like, "Hi, I'm Liam Hooten, nice to meet you, this is what we do," and we had almost no results. It was so bad, but that was our first debut conversation, and I mean, it's fine to go in there and fail, because we learned from that we need to get to know people a bit better before just hopping right into the sales business, because connections is so important, meeting people. That only came through that failure.
I feel like I'm looking at the future millionaires already, or billionaires already. Is that the direction?
Yes, funny enough, actually, we had gone to someone that we look up to, and he had asked us at this dinner, what is your guys' end goal in regards to how much you're looking to make? And without hesitation, both of us looked at one another and we said we want to be billionaires, because we have the goal of being as free as possible and helping as many people as we can.
And retire early at 40.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'd say a bit earlier than that. Before 35.
Like a friend of mine wants to retire at 40.
I'm just saying, we have the same ideas here.
Okay, contact details if people want to get a hold of you, maybe in future, maybe you want to do business with you guys, or talk, or even a young person who's what you guys are doing, maybe they got inspired, try to have that direction.
Well, I would say our Instagram, like I mentioned earlier on, Lucky Bud SA. You can find us on Instagram, and also on top of it, you can also Google us, as we do have a site up and running just for now. It's for those people who are interested in information in regards to who we are and who's within the team. But yeah,
you can Google us, Lucky Bud Cape Town, and probably the main way would be Instagram, because we are quite active on there.
and I mean, also on top of it, you can also look us up on Google, search our names, and you'll see us on LinkedIn as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you guys for coming in and for having you. We do love the idea that we get to, basically have entrepreneurs on the show, and just the idea that we can inspire our generation to do more and wanting to, achieve more. So yeah, thank you.
Any last words?
Well,
Good luck.
Yeah, I'd
Good
like
luck
to say,
all of you entrepreneurs out there.
yeah, I'd like to say on our side, on behalf of Lucky Bud, thank you so much for having us. It's an absolute pleasure to be on this show, and we hope that a lot of people take away the good within entrepreneurship. I mean, there is a lot of hardships within it, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'd just like to leave a quote that I heard, that you are 100% guaranteed to fail if you don't take the shot.
Damn.
Perfect. That is correct.
Can't add anything now with that. Thank you guys for
Thank
coming through.
you guys.
Thank you.
Okay.